Hello, we are Octavio Flores,
David Enrique Castro.
and we are students of the Digital Arts career in the University of Guanajuato, Mexico. Our Cacti in Dog project was developed within the practice of interactive programming workshop with the purpose of sharing our culture and natural heritage through the use of endemic plants belonging to the Cactaceae family. These are plants typical of the American continent and whose great majority belongs to our country.
Throughout our research, we have found that, like human beings, these plants have rhythms in which they are harmonized with the environment in which they develop and from which we find the voice that we want to hear from them.
We use these traditional plants merged with the new media tools such as software and sensors to bring traditions to a new way of communication addressed to the new generations.
Music isn't a human expression of superlative value. In it, man links his emotion with his rationality, his perception of reality with his most significant aspirations. Everything beautiful in the subject finds its most precise voice in the musical expression.
In the philosophical discourse, the reflection about the music has a very large tradition. For example, Plato says that the music gives us the capacity to measure oneself with the sensation of pain and pleasure. When Umberto Eco talks about the aesthetic of the Middle Ages, he takes the words of Boecchio about the proportio and the consonantia. In the 19th century, for example, Schopenhauer and Nietzsche reflect on music. They consider the music an expression of the human spirit.
The cacts, like human beings, have pulses. In them, the sap generates rhythms, and these rhythms harmonize their development. This condition has allowed us to identify that it is possible to develop music from the identification of that pulse, and due to this, we have incorporated a series of sensors into the cactus that allows us to visualize the internal harmony of this Mexican plant.
Although we cannot speak of a will of the cactus, it is possible to establish that its development and growth is linked to processes such as photosynthesis, the appearance of thorns by means of which they defend themselves from predators, or their morphological adaptability to the environment. For those who do not know the areas of Mexico where the cacti develop, the climate tends to be semi-arid, arid, or desert, which favors their resilience.
All these characteristics have allowed us to think about the Cacti in Dog project. In it, we wanted to enhance the particularities of the cactus, converting them into an expressive medium through the incorporation of various information technologies. To the nature of the cacti, we have incorporated three sensors: oximetry, bending, and piezoelectric sensor. The first sensor allows us to identify the oxygen state inside the plant and the point at which it is in the relation to its photosynthesis process.
It is important to note that cacti make photosynthesis at night, which allows the development of a different musical piece if it is carried out during the day. By means of the bending sensor, we have taken advantage of the fasciation of some specimens. This is a morphological deformation that some cactus rarely takes for genetic or environmental reasons, and that endows them with strange and capricious forms.
Through the piezoelectric sensor, we were able to amplify the vibration that the thorns produce to use the specimen as a percussion instrument. All the information obtained from this sensor has been taken to two softwares that have allowed us to manipulate the data obtained from the cactuses. First, we developed the connections with an Arduino board where we plugged our sensors in order to recollect the data from the plants and convert them into values that we could manipulate in pure data. The next challenge was to send the collected data which we achieve using an OSC communication protocol in the following way. First, we import our libraries and initialize the objects that will listen and send messages to pure data. We call variables to send and receive messages. We set variables for the data to be collected and assign ports and addresses to send and receive these messages. Once the values are collected in the form of characters, this function converts them into integers for us to be able to send them through OSC. Having said that, we went to the pure data part, which is a software that allows us to manipulate, among other things, audio signals. These parts receive the message from processing, one for the oximetry sensor and the another for the vending sensor. The Cactus intervened with piezoelectric sensor is connected as an instrument to the audio interface, and pure data interprets it as an audio input, to which we add effects such as reverb and delay, which are characteristic of the dub music style, as well as these parts, which serve as an audio sampler player by assigning each to a channel. All these are synchronized and produced with the same beats per minute.
By way of conclusion, the Cacti in Dove project has been able to create an avant-garde musical piece that also wants to be a rescue of Mexico's environmental heritage.
And so that's all. Thanks for your attention.